Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. This is a video about patch 3.3.0. Look at my eyes, they're dead. Dead eyes. 3.3.0 N, the latest PTU build. So, in this build, oh my god, it does the frowl of my, the frowl of my face. That's what it does. FOIP is much better. However, I have a problem with FOIP in this patch, is that my top lip is detected as my moustache. And as such, my top lip does not move. My bottom lip, though, much better. But yeah, so we're going to do a bit of a summary of the patch notes and have a look around this station at the same time. Because why not? FOIP, everybody! FOIP! We're going to see a whole new generation of YouTubers and fan videos and machinima because of this. Because people that were too scared to show their face, mate, you can just show a really derpy face instead. And everyone's at the same level as you. Everyone's got the derpiest of faces. It's great. Go team. Go.
The current testing focus of the patch is scramble races, face over IP, using the Valkyrie, Phoenix, Hammerhead, Mustangs and Cyclones, manned turrets, the changes to the ship cannons, and power management, overpowering, overclocking ship systems and components. So some general updates with the patch. Breaking away from kiosks now takes a little more force and means that you're not just going to be walking away from them randomly or can get pushed off them. Reduced the armistice zone radius around stations. So that literally means that you can be quite close to a station while also now having your weapons, which is useful in some situations because the armistice zones were a bit large. UI improvements and improvements to green zone logic for scramble races. When purchasing multiples of an item, the options will be greyed out if the player can't afford that. They've switched ship sorting and arena commander to be by manufacturer rather than by role. Numerous visual polish and bug fixes for the Star Marine maps have been made. They've improved the headlights for most ships. They've retuned a landing height and elevators on the Hammerhead. They've added EM to some powered items on ships. They balanced the power draw of the mining laser to require some degree of power management and updated power allocation to allow increased energy transfer. They've adjusted the Mustang beta habitation section art. The ping function of scanning now has power attributes. Fix-wise, the inside of Platinum Bay at rest stops should no longer be filled with replace me balls. Delivery mission pickup objectives should no longer occasionally repeat after the pickup. The player's HUD should no longer vanish when using ground vehicles. They've set up the Hammerhead's rear turret correctly. The shields on the Hammerhead should now cover the turrets. Strange alien artifacts should no longer be scattered around Grimhex. These were like weirdly coloured purple things and odd props that were oddly coloured. UI for scramble race registration and start timers should now show for all players accepting the mission. Player attachments should no longer detach when rotating the 3D preview. Item preview rotation controls should now function properly. The rear seats in the Urza should now function properly. The bottom bunks of the Hammerhead should now correctly have logout and get out interaction prompts. The HUD should now be centered around the crosshairs for the 85X. Players should no longer teleport when passing through lower turret doors of the Valkyrie. First grenade thrown should no longer drop at the player's feet in Star Marine. The Starkit and Dragonfly's headlights should no longer point straight down. EVA entry at the front airlock of the Hammerhead should now function properly. They fixed an issue where one of the Mustangs in the cells would take any damage, they'd immediately fall off and detach. The side turrets, top turret of the Hammerhead should now function properly. The dashboard screen of the Cyclone should no longer disappear after using the scanner ping system. Rocks on the surface of Daymar should now appear appropriately physicalized. Players should no longer become stuck if they vault with a weapon drawn. That's good, because that's literally my last video where I get stuck on a little archway after trying to jump over it. The pitch ladder should no longer remain on the HUD after leaving atmosphere. The FPS AI mission at Kreia should no longer fail upon arrival. The Retaliator should now be able to unlock from the pilot seat interaction prompt. They've removed weapons from civilian NPC loadouts, so they no longer attack criminal players. The dominant scatterguns should no longer use ammo. Hammerhead and caterpillars should now be able to take off from planetary surfaces and landing pads. Players should now be able to properly reduce the criminality at Korea of their criminal rating, you know, basically hack it down. The wings of the 85X should no longer be missing collision, and they fixed 7 server crashes, 6 client crashes, and fixed a server bottleneck, which is all good. Major known issues with the patch still, though. The mission givers may not be functioning correctly, which is annoying. Inviting someone to a party via Mobiglass causes a client crash. The workaround for that is to literally just go up to the person, hold F on them, and invite them to the party that way. Ships rented from front end do not show up in the ship selection list. Airlocks lack lighting still, but you can just turn on your flashlight with T, but it is annoying. Ships are able to quantum travel to locations that they would not necessarily have enough fuel to reach as well. So with scramble races, you can bring your own car, which I would recommend, but you can also just sort of like turn up and see if any cars have spawned around the area, so as a rovers or whatever. I haven't seen a spawning pad in any of these scramble races I've been in, but you might be able to pick yourself up a free Urza or something in the short term if you bring a ship of the right size to pick that up. We'll have to see how that's going to work in the future. Maybe you are just supposed to bring your ships, your cars via some form of ship rather than spawn them in the future.
So, these are truck stops, and they will come with a variety of shops, and eventually they'll have like mission givers, NPCs, drop-off points, that sort of stuff. And they're all going to be a bit different. They are going to be generated based on needs for the universe, so they'll all have sort of like repair, refuel, rearm pads for different size ships and that sort of stuff. But the shops may vary significantly inside them. Well, there's some issues with the shadows in this latest patch. Everything is relatively well labelled though, so it's very pretty as Star Citizen. I wish they dealt with the glare. So this patch has got a load of problems with lighting glare, for me anyway, and reflections. But I just think the lights are a bit too aggressive, and it causes some issues. But it's very pretty. But the truck stops, they're very, very sort of Blade Runner-esque, I suppose. Very neon. Lots of different types of shop. I'm pretty sure I took off my helmet. I mean, I did. Did I not save it? That is better. Or some would say worse, because now you can see my whole face. Oh! G.I. Joe. But very cool with the signage and the general look. Got an admin office for missions. And people waiting to do stuff here. Basic trade consoles. Everything relatively compact. So that you can just come in, do your business, and get out. I suppose this is what you want from like a restaurant truck stop. I suspect people will be running sort of like large orc-based missions and stuff from these things. This guy is doing a little jig. Do you want to continue doing your little dance? Do you want to? Want to do a little dance more? Like push you? No. Kasaba outlet. Although, sort of like general aesthetic clothes, civilian clothes, not very much use yet. Sort of like, there's no reason to run around in your civvies other than if you want to look cool for like a video. So the second life aspect of the game.
We're sorry. You have exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage.
That's fine, mate. I landed, didn't I, eh? That's what I wanted.
Initiating ship storage procedure.
No problem,
For your
mate.
safety, please vacate the area.
Thanks.
Thank you for your cooperation.
The lockers. I assume that at some point for the truck stops, instead of like having hab zones, maybe we'll just have a little locker. And that makes sense. Opening soon. Can't get in here. There's some new shops will be added to the procedural truck stop stuff. So that's one of the other things, is that these shops and these stations can evolve.
Procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area.
Can evolve over time. So the more stuff they add, the more shops, the more artwork and stuff, the more they can update these procedural truck stops. Some will obviously, they'll get to a level and then they're not going to change too much. They might change with their adverts and some of the signs they have. And occasionally you might get shop changes, but maybe a shop would be out of commission for a day while it changes over to another shop based on like economic needs. If you see what I mean? And these shops will be full of stuff. But the truck stop's very simple, very basic. Does what it says in the tin. Gives you somewhere to stop for your truck, mate. Boom. Done.
My radar have provided a new Anvil Valkyrie to give away. All you need to do is to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during October. My radar is a mobile app for iOS and Android that provides up-to-the-minute weather information in the US, Europe, and Japan, with service in Australia coming in by the end of 2018. It allows Star Citizen players to view detailed maps of the moons in-game as well. Yela, Selin, and Daymar. A new version will be released this month that includes new features, including outpost markers and updated maps. Also, if you're looking to get or upgrade a gaming PC, then consider Shadow instead. Shadow is a subscription-based cloud gaming PC service that can turn most devices, phone, laptop, PC, tablet, and more into a powerful gaming PC via the internets. Links to more info in the description for that, and if you do decide to try it, then use the code BoredGamer to get a discount on the service.